Hey there, good looking. Now, if you're a woman over 40, we need to be strength training and on a regular basis. Now, I have hundreds of strength workouts, and this is another one to add to your library. We are focusing on pure strength, and no muscle is going to be left behind on this workout. So for equipment, I would love for you to grab all the dumbbells, everything from what you consider are light to heavy, and I will cue you when we need to switch out for which exercises. For reference, I have 8s all the way up to 15s. Now you'll also need access to a chair or a bench. And I have a TRX for a few of the exercises. If you don't own a TRX though, don't worry about it. Mini Me will be in the corner doing the same type of exercise but using dumbbells. So if you have a TRX, awesome. If you don't, awesome. I've got you covered. If you have a Bosu ball, you can also throw your head under your Bosu for some of the chest press movements. So yeah, grab everything. We're going to use it all today. All right, let's go get warmed up. All right, I have my assistant coach on staff, Coach Max, super motivated right now. Before we get started, if you like to track your fitness using a watch, press start now. For reference, I chose the strength setting on my Apple Watch. All right, let's start by warming up your shoulder and your T-spine in a lying down position. Beautiful. Now I want the knees to come to one side of the body. Doesn't matter which side, we're going to do both. Bring the hands one on top of the other. Open that top arm up, rotate it, see if you can get the back of the hand to touch the floor behind you, and then close again. So they actually call this open book exercise. If you've ever been to rehab for your shoulder, you might be familiar with this one. For our purposes, it's getting our T-spine, mid-back area warmed up and into the shoulder. If you like, you can also throw a block in between the knees. That might be a little more comfy for you. All right, bring the hands together for me and now circle above the head, lining up to that other shoulder again and circle back. So we're making a half circle here. Hopefully you have more room than I do. I keep hitting equipment here. Last one. Excellent. Let's get to the other side. Sorry, I've got my back to you, but it's just easiest. Palms are together. We start that. Knees in front. Open. Try to get the hand to touch the ground behind you. Close. Again, yoga block or pillow in between the knees might feel better for you. Nice and slow and controlled. Our goal is to keep that arm fairly straight and have the back of the hand hit our ground. 2 more. Last one. Palms together, half circle, halo above the head. Line up with that shoulder and then halo back home. Last 2. One more. Beautiful. On your back. Feet hip width apart and close to the hips. Squeeze the glutes. Slowly lower. When we lift up, we want to make sure we keep the rib cage in the same position as when we're standing. So I don't want you to flare the rib cage. That means you're using your low back for this bridge and not the glutes and hamstrings. You'll see I'm in bare feet. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. If barefoot training is new to you, this is a great workout to give it a try. So maybe press pause and let those tootsies go. 2 more. Last one. Excellent. Roll onto your side and come to stand for me. Let's activate the outer hip muscles. They're going to be working hard in our single leg drills. Mirror me, soft knee here. This guy bends, abduct away. Focus your stare on something stationary to help with your balance. But as I mentioned, this is gonna warm up the hips and prepare it to help stabilize the hips with some of the one-legged drills we have. So we have 3 different circuits, 5 exercises a circuit. We have legs, then we've got a push muscle or a pull muscle for the upper body, 1 of each, and then a core exercise, and we go through it for 2 rounds. One more. other side. So it's actually very similar how I train. We've got some unilateral exercises for the lower body. So we all tend to have one stronger side than the other. So we're going to work the imbalances out for that. And like I said, I'm using the TRX for a couple of the moves, well, 3 total. And then Mini Me will be on the corner doing dumbbell moves. Last 2. Last one. Beautiful. Take the feet wide. Toes are slightly turned out. Push the hips rear, drop it down, come on up. See if you can get down to thighs parallel to the floor, and now take a peek at where those knees are tracking. We ideally want them tracking with the second toe. Now chest is lifted, head is up, so we're not rounding forward. Beautiful. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful, alternating kicks, just warm up those hamstrings. Doesn't matter how high your leg goes, and by all means that knee can be bent. We're gonna start this off with a Bulgarian lunge. Sorry. You can do a split squat if Bulgarian lunges aren't your thing. 1 more each side. Excellent. So you're going to set up your chair bench. Now, if you don't want to do the Bulgarian, you would do a regular split squat with or without dumbbells and taking as low as you feel comfortable. If you're using dumbbells, we really want to load up on this crew, so I want you to go heavy. Get yourself set up, find that chair, lift up, and now drop down as low as you can and root to stand. So as I mentioned, I love in my own training and for you, working a lot of unilateral movements for the legs because we do tend to have one leg stronger than the other. Nice and slow and controlled. We have 40 seconds of work. So depending on the movement, you're probably going to get between 10 to 12 reps. Oh, let's get 1 more in. Woo! And then we have a beautiful 20-second break in between. So we're going to do the other side. Once again, if bringing your back foot up isn't serving you, get yourself set up into a regular split squat. We can also get rid of the dumbbells too, right? Find your balance. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Whew. This is my wobbly side. Like I said, we all have it. Now we'll give the legs a breather for the next exercise and work our push muscles of the upper body. So I'm going to use the TRX, or you're going to use your heavy dumbbells and do a chest press. And hopefully Max gets out of my way. Or he'll just continue lying here licking his parts. 1 more here. Excellent. All right. You're going to do the chest press with dumbbells. Make sure they're heavy. You can also place your head and shoulders on a Bosu. Those of you with the TRX, we want to fully lengthen it. Anchor is behind us. The further under the anchor, the harder the movement is. Those of you with the dumbbells, elbows in front of shoulders, press the dumbbells up above the chest. Those of you with me, we're just lowering down till the hands are lined up with the body. Once again, we need to make it harder. We walk under. If we need to make it easier, we're just not getting the form. Stagger your stance. Next exercise will work our pull muscles of the upper body. All right, keep your heavies for those of you with dumbbells. You're going to perform a 2-arm row. Those of you with me, TRX back to mid-length. Line yourself up with the anchor. Walk forward, feel your body weight, keep the plank, and drive up, squeezing the shoulder blades and releasing. So we want to maintain this plank position. When our arms are straight for both dumbbells and TRX, you don't want to round the shoulders. Breathe out as those dumbbells or as your body's coming up. We have one more exercise of this circuit. We're going to hit our core, and then we'll take it all from the top again. One more. Walk yourself back. All right, taking ourselves into a plank. Now we can start off of the knees to modify it. And we're gonna add a one arm, what I call an airplane arm, just to work different muscles in the shoulders. So we can be on the knees, as I mentioned, hold it here, and then extend your right arm and release, and extend your left arm. Now, how long you hold, now go off of the knees if you're intermediate advanced. How long you hold that arm up, totally up to you. Do it for a couple breaths and then switch. Excuse me, Max. My dog isn't moving. We're trying to keep the hips down. Feet are wide. Mine are, well, I would love for them to be mat width if I didn't have a puppy here, to help keep my hips quiet. So I don't want to be shifting too much, still keeping the shoulders and hips pointed to my ground. And yes, this is hard. Woo. Good news is, one down, only one more to go. All right, we're going to take it from the top of that Bulgarian lunge, or maybe you chose to do the split squat. Grab what pair of dumbbells is going to serve you. If it's heavy, awesome. Leg up. 3, 2, 1, take her down. This one exercise always gets me in the morning. Oh, I always feel my glutes with this guy. I love it. Hey, Max? Yeah. No, buddy, I'm sorry. I can't give you a belly rub right now. I'm busy. We're working, Max. We're working. To pay for all those dog treats you love and Frisbees. Whew. All right, we just got a few more reps. Once again, remember, only 2 rounds, so come on. Be strong, keep the form, keep a positive outlook here. Yes, you showed up, so let's do it. Okay, we got the other leg. Whew. Catch your breath. Here we go. Let's get set up. Find that balance. And 3, 2, 1, let's take her down and drive up. We'll give the legs a breather. Coming up, we are going to be working into our push muscles of the upper body with the chest press, dumbbells, or TRX. One more. Oh, yeah. All right, keep the heavies for those chest press people with dumbbells, okay? TRX people, we need to fully lengthen our straps. Anchors behind us. Body's like a plank. Feet are hip width, a little wider if you're brand new to the TRX. And remember, you have that option to have that leg forward. Doesn't matter which leg. Always takes me a couple of reps when I do the TRX to find the right intensity. So once again, coming further under the TRX makes the move challenging. My dumbbell people, elbows are in front of those shoulders, press those arms straight up, touch the dumbbells above the chest. Whew, and time. All right, everybody standing. TRX is at mid-length. If you're doing TRX, keep those heavies. Hip hinge for me, 2-arm row. TRX people, let's line ourselves with the anchor. Walk forward, make it hard. Here we go. Don't hang off the straps. Everybody keeps those shoulders strong. Breathe. I may have to move Mr. Magoo here. I don't think he's allowing you to see all of me. I know you guys like to see him. I don't want to get rid of him either, but you can't block my body positioning. One more. Whew. All right, let's see if he'll move for me. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Come on over here. Yes, that's a good dog. Lie down. Good boy. All right, we're in a plank. Lie down. We can start on the knees. That's our modified position. Then from here, we extend an arm out like an airplane. Bring it back, other arm for a couple of breaths, or off of the knees. Feet are apart, trying to keep those hips level, pointed straight down to our ground. After this, we get a water break. We'll move into a new strength circuit. I see you slobbered on my mat, Max. Appreciate it. Time. I'm feeling the love, buddy. I'm feeling the love. Grab a quick sip. 30 seconds goes by quick. We will need one heavy, still working unilateral patterns for our legs, and you'll need to hold on to something, be it a wall or back of a chair. We got 10 seconds. Let's go. Doesn't matter. Dumbbell in one hand. Okay. That leg lifts. Inside leg soft. One leg deadlift. So I don't want you to worry too much about your balance. I want you to be loaded up so we really hit the hamstring and glute and outer hip. That's why we did the warm up of the outer hip at the beginning. Whereas if I load you up and you're like, can only get a couple in and you're worrying, you're all over the place with balance, that's not helping you get stronger. There's a time and place for that, but this isn't the workout. Oh yeah. Nice. All right, dumbbell in the other hand. So whatever hand the dumbbell's in, that's the non-working leg. The working leg, they're going to have a slight bend. It's going to have a slight bend in the knee. And then from there, it's all a hip hinge motion. All right, shoulders back and down. Give me a little bit of mid-back pinch. Perfect. Let's go down. Keeping those shoulders squared. So again, I've got that bent knee, and then I start that hinge through the hip. One more. Beautiful. All right, the next two moves were down on the ground. What I need for you is to keep your heavies, one for each side, and then one for each side of your lights. Okay? Take it in, down, on your back. Now let's keep those elbows in and push straight up for a narrow press. So this is a little bit more tricep dominant. See how you do with the heavies. We can always drop down. Sometimes when I'm trying to build my strength, I start with the heavies, right? And then the next set I drop down. And then pretty soon both sets I can do that new weight. And then I start the process all over again with the next set of dumbbells. Nice and slow, please. Beautiful. Now we can place those off to the side. For our ab exercise, I want us to do a weighted dead bug because it's my fave. It's my fave. So arms are straight, knees over hips, knees at 90 degrees. Draw the belly button in and keep that neutral spine. Lower one leg in the opposite arm. Nice and slow with the arm, right? With the dumbbell, that arm's going to want to go flying back. You control it. We want to tap the dumbbell and the heel to the ground while maintaining that neutral spine. So if you're unable to maintain neutral, please keep the knee bent. So we shorten the lever, and that makes it a little easier for you. Remember, we always want to get it right before we layer on to the next intensity. Excellent. You come on up however you come up, be it springing up or maybe using a chair to help assist you up. Grab the moderates, please. Working in to your mid-back posture muscles now. Hip hinge, abs tight and braced, reverse fly. Last exercise of this circuit, we're going to take it back to our one-legged deadlift after this. On here, I want you to really focus on bringing the shoulder blades together, moving through the shoulder itself, not the elbow. So once you've given me a slight bend of the elbow, let's just leave it there. Put some imaginary duct tape and keep the elbow in that fixed position. Now, we also don't want to lift up as we fly up, okay? We're keeping ourselves down. We need the line of gravity to come down onto our back muscles to get the proper muscles worked here. Last two. One more. Root to stand. Nice job, you. All right, grab that one heavy again. Let's load up for that last set of deadlifts. Once again, whatever hand the dumbbell is in, that leg bends, and the other one's the working one. Soft knee, hip hinge, shoulders pulled back and down. Let's go. Woo, Nelly. Yep. I love this one. More for the hip on many of you. You're using that outer hip muscle to stabilize the hips, and it's really fired up to do that. Unfortunately, many of us have weak outer hip muscles, creating a lot of havoc to our low back as well as our knees. So here, it's training that hip time to do what we want it to do, stabilize the hips. So that's why we do this one. Not because I'm mean. I used to be a lot meaner. Here we go. Whatever hand the dumbbell's in, that leg bends, other one's working. Soft knee, shoulders pulled back and down, abs braced, come down. I've gotten nicer as I've gotten older. In fact, I'll be even older next week. If I make it through this workout. Just joking. That's why we work out, isn't it? Yeah, so we stay above ground longer. And not above ground just living, like we are like living our best life. That's why we work out. Anyone can just exist. Huh? It's with zest and passion. Time. That's what I want for you. All right, let's take those moderate weights or heavy, if the triceps are feeling good, as well as our lights, and place them on each side of our mat so we're ready to go. And then we're starting with the narrow chest press with the moderates or heavies. And that's what's happening with the world, is due to the advances in medicine. Many people are living longer, but are they living the life that they could be if they worked out, ate a little healthier, looked after their health in general? Weighted dead bug coming up. I play tennis now, and I belong to a tennis club here locally. Time. Let's get set up, dead bug. And there are a lot of older men and women, and I'm talking in their 70s and 80s, that are killing it on the courts. And I love it. I love that for them. They're fit. They're seeing people. Yeah. Let's go. Opposite arm and leg. Keep that neutral spine. It's really inspiring. Actually, there's one gentleman who's in his 80s. He was in junior Wimbledon. Holy cow, can he play? And he's still got the moves. For you ladies out there who are single, I'll find out if he's single for you. He'd be a catch. He's fit. Here's my other job, Cupid. Whew, feel the abs, come on. Time. Good job. All right, come on up. Moderates, we're gonna work into those posture muscles of yours and then grab a water. So, feet under the hips, abs braced. Give me that hinge and then fly. Breathe out as those arms come up. Again, keep ourselves parallel to the ground, so we've got the line of gravity coming down on our mid and upper back muscles. Keep those elbows in a fixed position and just feel the movement through the shoulders. We don't have to go fast, but we do want to go slow on the way down. Resist the urge just to drop the dumbbells. One more. Root to stand. All right, quick sip of water. We are moving into our last series, crew. We start with a squat because I cannot not do a workout for total body and not do a squat. And then we're going to hit on the smaller muscles of the upper body. TRX is optional for one of them. Get rid of this. All right, we're going to start with a front squat. If that doesn't work for you, you can have a suitcase hold. Grab your heavies. Feet are wide if you have a front, narrow if you have a suitcase hold. Chest lifted, drive up. So a front rack is going to give us a different positioning, working a bit more into the quadricep and into the core. We want to pretend that we're pushing the bum out like we're trying to seek out a chair while keeping the chest and the head lifted and up. And then knees are tracking with the second toe. Good cue I've used lots. You've heard me say it time and time again. Pretend you're on a piece of newspaper and you're trying to split that newspaper apart, and that'll get those hip muscles fired up. Drop it down for me, just to your moderates. Okay. Unless you have shoulder issues, then do body weight. Dumbbell in each hand, tighten up the core, mirror me. We're taking your right arm, pressing up and lowering. Shoulder press. Now let's make it a pure press. We are not going to use the legs at all to help. It's all shoulder and tricep. My advanced people, if you feel comfortable, go 2 at a time. That makes it harder. Your palms can face you or face me, and you can have the dumbbells more in front. So that's why I love dumbbell work for shoulders. They don't place our shoulder in a fixed position like a barbell, which can cause a lot of havoc, especially for shoulders on us who are older, right? Our shoulders have been through a lot, so they might not have the mobility that they used to, so dumbbells allow us to change the positioning. Let's keep those moderates, please. As we curl up, we're going to rotate the pinky towards the shoulder and then lower back down. Okay, bicep curls. Here we go. Breathe out and lower. What we're not doing is swinging. I know you would never do it. I just need to say it. And we are not letting the dumbbell just drop down. We've got that control as we lower and lengthen that bicep muscle. We've got those braced abs. So it's like somebody's coming to sucker punch you and you're bracing for that impact. That's firing up our TA, transverse abdominis, to support our back. Next exercise, we'll work the opposing muscle of the arm, your tricep. I'm going to use the TRX, but Mini-Me will be there with the dumbbell to show you how to do it with the dumbbell. Time. Quick reference, dumbbell, you're going to go behind the head like so to hit those triceps. Maybe pick one heavy for that. TRX people, mid-length, arms in front, about level with the forehead. Keep the body like a plank. lower down, elbows are pointed to the wall in front of you, and press back. This is a tough one for many to get with the TRX. So if you're having a tough time, bring one foot in front and try that staggered stance to maintain the position of the lower body so you can just focus on the shoulders not moving and the elbows hinging. And then when you get that, we can go feet close together and then walking further under the TRX anchor if we want to load up those triceps more. Woo. I don't know if you can hear the squeaking of the handles on my tricep through my mic. Or not my tricep, my TRX. It's not my triceps, that's the TRX making the noise. All right, let's head down onto the mat. For those of you who shouldn't be crunching, osteoporosis, spinal stenosis, you're gonna do bridges. Everybody else, legs up, reverse curl, and lower. Think about the lower abs, rolling the tailbone up off the mat. Try not to push off too much with the arm, just gonna be a little bit of push off by all means. And then breathe out as you crunch up. Last exercise of the series, we take it back to our front squat after this. I tell you, I'm nailing it with color coordination today. My toes, the color red, see that? Really match my leggings. I know, focus PJ, focus on the workout. Squirrel. All right, we got front rock position. Once again, if that doesn't work for you, you go to suitcase hold, but you'll have to do a little bit more of a narrower stance. Let's load up though. Last round, come on, we got this. Chest lifted on that newspaper, trying to split it and sink it down and drive it up. Yeah, see the toes? Huh? That's why I do this color. Every time it matches with everything. How far you go down, it's up to you. If you're thinking, PJ, should I go heavier and not as deep, or lighter and deeper? Lighter and deeper. Okay, I want you to work on that full range of motion on your squat pattern, because you move the knees through full range, well, in daily life, right? All right, drop down a set of dumbbells. Staggered stance if you'd like. Draw the belly button in like someone's sucker punching you. Brace through the abs for me. 3, 2, 1, press up and other side. Want to make it harder? Both at the same time. And then play around with your stance. Do you like that kickstand? Do you like the feet wide? Do you like the other foot back? There you go. Oh, I'm going to regret doing both at the same time. It's okay. It's our last set, right? So that's why I did both at the same time. Like, this is the last set. You can dig a little deeper when you know you don't have to do it again for this workout. One more. Woo! Good job, you. All right, let's see if we can keep those moderate dumbbells for our bicep curls. They're both going to come up at the same time, and we are focusing on really going slow on the lowering, the eccentric phase of the movement. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Curl the pinky, and then slow and controlled, back to palms facing the body. Our breath out is on the hard when you're thinking of exercise. So right now it's lifting the dumbbells up, isn't it? Right here, breathe out, release. But my favorite line to tell you that I've been saying for over 3 decades is the best time to breathe in an exercise is whenever the damn well you feel like breathing. Time. What I don't want you to do is hold your breath, all right? So you got triceps, maybe using that one heavy behind the head. Really focusing on letting that dumbbell drop low, or with me, TRX. Anchors behind you, Again, maybe stagger the stance, get that form. And once again, if you're hearing that noise in the mic, it's not my triceps, it's the handles of the TRX. I would be booking a doctor's appointment if that was my body making that noise. Ooh, I absolutely love the TRX for the triceps. If you're with me, you're feeling the love right now. Hopefully, dumbbell people, you are feeling the love as well. Breathe out, press. Moving down to the mat for our last exercise. Whew, all right, this is it. And then we stretch. Arms down by your side and bridge if you shouldn't be doing any type of flexion, such as my osteoporosis crew or spinal stenosis. 3, 2, 1, curl up, breathe. Breathe out. So this workout, you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. It all depends on what dumbbells you chose. So if you thought, this was pretty easy, I want you to make note of that. If you're on Over 50 Fitness, you could type that in notes. And let's try heavier next time. Woo, release the legs down. Bring them straight. Bring the arms up. Stretch it fingertips to toes. Big smile on our faces. Hug right knee into chest. Hands can be on top of the knee or behind the thigh. Whatever feels best for you. You can bring the leg a little to the outside of the rib cage. Hug it in a little closer. Back of the neck is long, so if you're unable to keep that back of the neck long, let's throw a pillow or one of those yoga blocks underneath our head. We just want to keep the throat closed. We want more length in the back of the neck as opposed to the front. Bend the other leg. Extend this one straight up. Hands can come behind the thigh. If you have a yoga strap handy, hey, put it around the foot. And then drive it in. Knee can definitely be soft on this. We want to feel this in the hamstring. And then get a handle on the breathing. We want it nice and deep, filling fully into the belly. And now point and flex the foot. Really pulling the toes towards the shin to get the back of the lower leg stretched. 2 more. Cross this ankle over the other thigh. Pull in for figure 4. Hands come behind the thigh or on top of the shin. And then we want to line this knee up with the outside of the shoulder. Getting into our hip, glute, and then a muscle deep into the glute called the piriformis. It's a hip rotator, and it can be angry on a lot of us. If you're one of those where you encounter pain when you're sitting a lot, that's your piriformis. She's not happy. So what has helped me, because I had the same problem, was IMS, intramuscular stimulation. Those are what physiotherapists do, deep needling and into my lower lumbar and sacrum, and that released it. It was amazing. So it didn't actually it wasn't actually stemming from the piriformis. It was stemming from the lower lumbar and SI joint. Release. Lengthen that leg on the mat, bring the other knee in. Hands can come behind the knee or on top of the shin. And once again, you can drop that leg out a little bit to see if you can hug it up a little closer to the armpit. So that story was told to you just to let you know that, sometimes just stretching an area that's bothering us isn't actually going to help that area. There is something else, could be something else going on, and that's where a professional like a physiotherapist, a physical therapist comes in handy. Mine's on speed dial. Just joking. It's Stephanie from Over 50 Fitness. She's brilliant. So if you live locally, go see Stephanie at Ladner Physio. All right, bend the other leg. Let's straighten this guy up now and get in the hamstring. Once again, that knee can be soft. Find what's going to give you the best stretch for behind the thigh. That back of the neck is still long. Relaxing the other areas of the body. And now let's point and flex the foot. Really emphasizing the flexing, pulling the toes towards the shin. One more. Cross his ankle over the other thigh. Pull the knee in, lining that up toward the outside of the shoulder. Once again, hands can come behind the thigh or on top of the shin to take it a bit deeper. Whew, a little too deep on that side for me. I hope you don't mind a little extended stretch. I know this will probably mean that my video won't get played as much because people always look at the timestamp first. But I just want to give you a little FYI, at least with my workouts. For the longer ones, definitely the work time is longer, but it also means that our warm-up and our cool-down was also longer. Legs down, feet mat width apart, arms lined up with the shoulders, palms up. Drop the knees to one side of the body. My osteo people, don't worry, this isn't a deep twist. We can hold this. And then if you'd like, turn your gaze to the opposite fingertips. Knees to other direction, gaze other direction. And then just relax everything. Let the ground support you. Release. Roll onto one side. Let's use the arms to press ourselves up to a seated position. Now I'm going to grab my chair to finish off the stretches. If you have yours handy, I recommend you do that. Definitely you can stay seated on the ground. Stretching the front of the body. Interlace the hands behind the head. Let your back, and if you're like me and you have a backing to your chair, even better, let yourself sort of drape over the chair. If you don't have a backing, you would just simply lift the heart and chest and gaze to the ceiling like so. Let those elbows open up. This is just much more civilized in a chair. Release. Fingertips pointed to the ground. Rotate the fingers to the outside of the midline of the body, stretching into your forearm extensors now. They worked hard holding onto the dumbbells and the TRX. Now take this arm, reach it up overhead. My osteo crew, you're going to keep your spine fairly neutral. Everybody else, we're going to reach it right over into a deep side bend. Keep this arm up, come back up to center. Now let this arm come, nice and slow, circling it behind you. The PJ special minus the hip flexor stretch. Other arm, fingertips down. Rotate them away from the midline of the body. Feel the stretch in the forearm there. If you've ever had tennis elbow, this is a stretch you need to muscle memory so you don't get tennis elbow again. It is a real pain in the ass. Release. Reach it straight up, separating rib from hip. My osteo crew, please stay there. Everybody else, deep side bend. Keep the arm up there. Circle it behind the body, nice and slow. Thank you so much for joining me. Drop a comment down below. I would love to hear from you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Remember, you are pretty damn awesome. Max says bye, I say bye, and we will see you next workout.